Okay, so today I just want to chat to you a little bit about story cubes. And I love story cubes. They can be used with children of any age at all. And that's why I felt it would be appropriate to talk to you about them today. So story cubes are really good for children's literacy. They're very good for helping your child develop their imagination. It helps with story writing. They're just excellent. It helps with them being able to stand up and even tell a story. So as you can see here, they're quite small, the story cubes, but I thought if I showed you how these story cubes work today, perhaps you could make your own story cubes at home using card, and you could actually get your child to draw the pictures for each side of your cube. Now, when you have your story cube made, or perhaps some of you own these at home, I usually just take a cube, encourage your child to shake it and roll. Okay, so here I have landed on a hand. Okay, so I've got a hand. Then they might want to use another story cube, or they could use the same story cube and roll again. Oh, this time I have a lock. Okay, then they might want to take another one and roll again. This time I have an apple. So it's entirely up to you how many times you want to roll your cube. So I landed on an apple, I landed on a lock for a key, and I landed on a little hand. So you would encourage your child to keep all of those images in their mind. They can set them out again in front of them with their little cubes, and it's their job then to come up with a short story including all three things that they found whenever they rolled their story cubes. So to help them organise their ideas, and this is something that I use in my own class, is we talk about our story hands, and quite often I would say, let me see your story hands, and they all would give me a little wave like this. And earlier on today, and you can do this with your child, get them to create their own story hand. So in my class, I have a large wooden story hand. But today, I just put my hand on the piece of card and I drew around it. So that would be a really good starting task for your child. Get them to actually make their own little story hand. Then you would discuss with your child that within all stories, they have 5 very important parts. So we have characters in our stories. So the characters are the people that are in our stories. The setting. A setting is very important in this story because that's where all of the action takes place. All stories have a beginning. All stories have a problem. So talk to your child about the fact something must happen in your story. Something exciting, something to interest the reader. There is a solution in the story, so how is the problem fixed? And then this fits right into your story's ending. So once your child has rolled all of their story cubes, they know what they need to have in their story, they can use their own little story hand to begin to plan their story. So what characters are in your story? Where is the story set? What do they want to happen at the beginning? What's the problem in the story? But what's the solution in the story? And finally, the ending. Now, depending on the age of your child, you could just get your child to draw their story hand and just discuss each part, which is absolutely fine. Or if your child's a little bit older, once they've drawn their story hand, they could use the story hand as a planning board for all of their ideas, and then they could actually structure their story. And don't forget, whenever your child has completed any piece of writing, if it's a poem, if it's a short story, always get them to stand up and read it out, because this is so important for developing their self-confidence. Okay, so hopefully that was of some help today.